it's Mel here with your edition of YQA, the mini series Money Moves. So, today we have a question from my girl, who remains nameless, who talked to me about how she was feeling trapped. So, yes, she's making money, she has a good job, but then she feels like she's not making enough. She doesn't have enough savings to really do what she wants to do, which is start her own business and move abroad. And she also doesn't feel like there's really not much opportunity for growth for her in her own company. So she's feeling really, really trapped right now because it doesn't feel like she has the resources, the finances, and on top of that, she doesn't actually really know what she wants to start her business in. She kind of just knows that she wants to be an entrepreneur. So I totally feel her, and I know that so many people, women and men, feel this way. That if you look at your current circumstance, you look at how much money you have saved, the money that you do have to pay out, perhaps in rent or mortgage, or you have dependents, you have a family, then on top of that, you don't really know what the next step would be for you. Then quite frankly, all of those factors combine to make people feel like, I have to stay here in the status quo and nothing will change for me. So there's this feeling of being trapped and then almost starting to feel resentful. And I totally, totally get that. I didn't start my career being a professor or being an entrepreneur. I started my career really thinking about, I don't want to be poor. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That is how I started. When I graduated from school, that was my primary obligation. And I started working for a financial institution in Canada, back in Canada. It was fantastic. I had a great team. I learned so much. We were focused on the internet and internet banking. So it was really kind of vibrant and cool. But I had always had these dreams. I had a dream of moving to London, moving here back with you guys. I had a dream of starting my own business. I wanted to be a consultant. And so what I actually had to do was sit down one day, because my friends were just tired of me moaning about it, and sit down and say, okay, Mel, how are you going to make this happen? How is this going to happen for you? And I was like, I thought I was going to move after graduation, but now it's like 3 or 4 years and I haven't done it yet. And, I'm getting old. It's hard to get a job everywhere because of, political economics. I don't even know if I can find a job in my field, but I want to start a business. All kinds of things came up that really, what Stephen Pressfield, the author Stephen Pressfield, he wrote a book called The Art of War, and he talks about this, and this is the resistance. Whatever you try to do in your life that you really want to do, whether it be starting a family, whether it be starting a new job, whether it be starting a new business, starting any kind of new initiative, you are going to encounter the resistance, and it's going to make you feel trapped. Every one of us has the resistance, and it's in your ear telling you why it won't happen. And I am here to tell you that everyone has it. And that may sound like a bad thing, but actually it's a really fantastic thing, because that means that that people have been able to work through the resistance. First, what you have to do is understand that it happens to you. It happens to everyone. It happens to me. It happens to all of us. Every time we're trying to start something new, there is the fears. And I'm not telling you to ignore the fears. What we say is feel the fear and do it anyway. Have a little session with yourself. Write it on a piece of paper. What is the worst case scenario if I mess up? So if I start a business and it doesn't go well, what is the worst case scenario? What do I have to do to prevent that worst case scenario from happening? And do that for, really, really explore it and put it down on paper. Don't be thinking it in your mind while you're on the tube and not putting it down on paper. I want you to put this down on paper and write it down. And it is so key for you to write it down, because when you start putting those fears down on paper and you start putting those risks down on paper, then what starts to happen is that you really, you can address them. And you can address them with other people in your squad, other people in your gang, and then it actually starts to be more manageable. When you stay up in your head, that's when ish gets real. It gets real dark, real deep, real quick, because all you're doing is thinking about what's going to go wrong, what's going to this, what's going to that. But I want you to put that down on paper, because the thing is, we all feel trapped in some kind of way. And I want you to be able to slay in your lane and stay in your lane. You may not be the person who's going to start their business at the age of 15 and then all of a sudden you are a multimillionaire by the age of 25. That's absolutely fine. But what you have to do in order to make your dreams happen in your own time is to really write them down on paper. Write down the things that are preventing you from realizing that dream. And you got to gently chip away at them. Just gently chip away at them. I wanted to move to England from the age of 18. I didn't do it until I was 28. And I had things that I had to do. I had student loans that I had to pay. I had responsibilities back home. I had to figure out what I wanted to do. I had to build up my career a little bit so that I was able to move to London to get a job in financial services so I could pay my way. And so all of these things, it was in my own time. I didn't move abroad or do a gap year like everybody else. I had to take it a bit longer. And it's infinitely more satisfactory now that I know that was my journey, but you're only going to see that on the other side. And so this message is a message of hope, that you are not trapped. Okay? I want you to write your goals down. And I also want you to write your fears down and write the things that you think are risks down. And I want you to write down all of these things so that you can handle them, because you can handle them. I know you can. You know why I know you can? Because I know about the power of the human spirit. I don't want to get all preachy on you, but I'm going to just for just a minute. Power of the human spirit is a real thing, but you got to give it something to work with. And that means you got to be putting this stuff on paper, and you got to be working it out and working it through. And so why is this really about your money? Because, bringing it right back to why it's a money move, because all of your goals do take money. Let's keep it real. Whether it takes money for you to start your own business, invest in it, whether it be to start your own career and give you a little bit of freedom so that you can take a few risks, so that you have your, you have your salary, you have your mortgage in your bank account before you quit that job. It all does take money. And so I want you to not just think about how much money you're going to be making. I want you to think about what that money can help you do, because money is freedom. Most of the time when people feel trapped, it's because they don't have the loot to really free up their time to be able to do what they really want to do. So we explore all of these things in the Money Moves membership. Your mindset towards money, the freedom that money can give you, and then how do you align yourself and align your goals with your financial goals, and how do we really put them together to make you financially resilient, financially independent, and on your way to great success. So this is a slightly longer message, I know, and it was a slightly preachy message, I know, but I want to leave you with just one thing only. That you can make your dreams happen. You are not trapped. It may take you a little bit while longer for you to chip away at your goals. You may not know exactly where you are going, but I know that you are going somewhere else. You wouldn't be looking at this video, and you can make it happen. If you want to join us at the budget party, get a little bit of a taster of the Money Moves program. It is open right now, registration for a small group of people. July 17th, don't get it twisted. You need to get involved. Or if you can't make it, you can just join right into Money Moves, where we do talk about your financial goals, financial resilience, financial independence, and quite frankly, we just want you to be on your way to be slaying and staying in your lane. Okay? And I'll see you tomorrow with our next video. See you soon.